Hey, here we are. We might be drunk. Todd had one drink last night, so we're going to take it easy on him. What, do you have a red wine?
Well, get a mic in front of you, Todd.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
I forgot about microphones. I had
pretty wasted.
I had a Lambrusco, man.
Yeah.
By myself.
I know.
You had one drink?
One little drink, yeah.
Whoa, easy, Bert.
A Lambrusco, like it's a cold, bubbly red wine.
Oh.
Never heard of it.
It's really good.
Lambrusco.
Yeah.
Can we look that up?
Pull it up.
It's I would call it easy drinking. I'm not a big drinker, but if I was.
Wow, Lambrusco. I'll check that out because I like a bubbly wine.
Yeah, it's bubbly, it's red, it's cold. It's kind of like everything.
Okay, I'm in. Lambrusco.
Yeah, it goes down easy.
Are you still in East Village?
Hey, don't worry about it.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm kind of a little. I'm on the cusp of the East Village.
I know where you're talking. Same building.
No, I moved in April 1st. I moved.
Ah.
We're neighbors.
We're neighbors.
Oh, okay.
I went to his coffee. I mean, even if you live close in New York, though, you have your own. There's 900 coffee shops in that
That's true.
area.
Yeah.
So I tried out his coffee shop. It's solid.
It was good, right?
Good coffee shop taste, Todd.
Yeah, man. That's where I did Comedians in Cars.
Oh,
That coffee shop?
Wow.
That's the second coffee shop that I.
Nice.
Probably goes down as the worst ep.
You know, probably right.
I mean,
Why is it?
Well, just because
I can't believe I just took that like without it.
I've seen them all 900 times. But you guys, I feel like it just didn't click, or he was trying to make a joke out of how it didn't click.
That's what I think he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just thing with that. I mean, I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but
That's the beauty of a pod.
Yeah, I mean, people. The problem is that some people don't understand editing, so it's like he could have made me look like I was the chatterbox.
True.
Shut the fuck up.
Good point.
Or that I didn't talk, and he just went for. I know, it's fine. I guess he must have liked the episode, or else he would have scrapped it. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I think there's worse episodes, by the way.
But I mean, I definitely am. I mean, I just feel like with him, like Leno's his guest. Well, they've been to a diner 600 times together. You know what I mean? Or
maybe
something.
more.
Larry David and Jerry created a show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's going to be like a rapport
show.
of comfort. And with me, I'd known him for decades just to say hi to him, but I've never had like a long conversation. I never hung out with him ever.
That's the tricky thing about podcasts is like Mark and I have like this rapport for so many years, but sometimes we'll go on someone else's pod and they just go down a road that we're like, what the fuck? Are you
Totally. And you've never, this is the first conversation you've ever had, and now it's public.
Yeah.
Into a microphone.
It is like, it almost is like a first date that's broadcast.
Yes.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But you're trying to be really funny and plug dates. Other dates.
Yeah. How cool are you with Jerry?
Oh, I'm fine. I mean, I don't.
Clearly,
if I see
he's a
him,
big fan of yours.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have the phone message somewhere where he called me, and it was really because he somehow got my number, and I was just like a frozen yogurt shop, and this call comes through, and I didn't take it. And then I check, I was like, "Hi, Todd, this is Jerry Seinfeld. You know, Todd, when I was on the Tonight Show, this guy called me and said, you want to do the show?" And I said, yeah. He goes, this is kind of like that call. Something along that line.
that's
But it was like
fun.
a minute and a half message.
Wow.
Wow.
But, yeah, I mean, I do wish that I was, I wish I would have cut loose a little bit more, but also, for 14 minutes out of 4 hours, you could have showed me talking more. You know? I mean, that's
Also,
but also it's his show, so he's free to do
Sure.
It's
it.
also weird to compare your show to the Tonight Show in the 80s.
Oh,
It's like the peak of television
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean, I love the show. It's just a weird comp. I don't know.
And, he took Gaffy. You see Gaffigan's? Gaffigan says right a bunch. He goes, you say right a lot. And the rest of the episode is him going right. It's a
really?
montage. So you're like, yeah, you can edit anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think...
Whoa.
Whoa! Hey, we got a cat fight and a dog fight here.
Back off, cat.
This has turned into we might be a zoo. Okay.
But
well,
I was-
Winnie don't play that shit.
I was
Yeah.
in New Orleans, actually. This made me feel good. What was that place? Cochon?
Cochon.
Cochon
I was
Butcher?
eating by myself
Yeah.
a few years ago, and this waitress from across the restaurant made a beeline. She goes, "Your episode's my favorite episode of the."
There we go.
Okay, wow, that fucking made me feel good.
All right. Well,
Damn.
a lot of drinking in
Plus
that town.
one for you.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I saw Nate Bargatze had lunch with Seinfeld, and I wrote on there, I didn't know we were allowed to get a pic. I had lunch with him too, but I didn't want to ask for a
Oh, yeah, I
photo.
used to be hanging with him.
Yeah, I was trying to
still
be
hang with him?
cool. We text.
Yeah.
It
But
is
I'm
tough
too
to get
scared.
a pick because I've done it. It definitely ruins the vibe a little bit.
Totally.
To get a pic with? Yeah.
Well, you want the pick for the memory.
Yes.
But
You
then
also
once
want
you
to
ask
show
for the
off.
pick, of course, the show off and the memory, but like there is something about just playing it cool and
Yeah, I mean, of course,
them looking to you as more of a peer than
Yeah.
Exactly. I was at a restaurant in. I went on like a Hinge date like 3 years ago, and it was fine. And then I went to eat by myself at Little Frankie's. You know that?
Oh,
in East
yeah.
Village?
That's a great spot.
Where you can eat at like 4 a.m. And I'm sitting there, and I kind of look behind me, and like, oh, it's Adam Sandler.
Whoa.
So then he was eating. He'd just done an event with the movie. What was Uncut Gems? So he's like the whole cast, directors, and everything was sitting there. And I said, hey, and he goes, hey. I go, yeah, I don't remember you hosted Letterman once when I was on it. Like, he hosted Letterman once when I was on it.
So
He
Sandler
goes,
was the guest host for Letterman.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he remembered it. Yeah, and he goes, oh yeah, no, but it was a thing where like part of me wanted to just like, oh, I should grab a picture.
I
of this.
know.
But then you're like, it is like you said, it's cooler to just be like, hey, you're a comic, I'm a comic, and nice seeing you, or let's.
I got a good pick with Sandler.
Do you?
That was a good pick.
He does seem like he's pretty friendly about picks.
He's
I mean,
pretty cool. He just was like we were doing gigs together. I'm going back out with him this weekend. I'm pretty pumped.
There you go.
But we yeah, I definitely was like, can I snap a picture of us? And he goes, yeah. He goes, the reason I don't post is because I like people to think, like, to not know who's on the show because it's like Sandler and Friends.
Right.
So he likes it to be a surprise because, like, look, sometimes it's me, but then sometimes you get like Chris Rock popping in. Sometimes you get like, you know, Spade or whoever. But I get that. But yeah, he's the nicest dude.
Yeah, he was really nice, and he came at the restaurant. We talked for a while, and then later he came over and started talking to us, asking me about Attell and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He loves Attell and Quinn like so
Yeah.
much.
Really?
He loves New York comedy, and he talked about. I remember because I did the Letterman thing like on Netflix, the Letterman sit down thing, and he was like Letterman. He messaged me. He's like, "Isn't he the king?" Like it's so cool that he just like he loves comedy so much.
Love to hear it. When I opened for Seinfeld, luckily his bodyguard guy is there, and he snapped a photo. So I got one of me and Jerry at a restaurant. But I would have loved that lunch photo that Nate got. Can you pull that up, Matt? It's a hell of a pic. Nate Bargatze.
I saw it.
We went to the same place. I feel cheated on.
Or wasn't?
Brooklyn Diner in Midtown.
Oh, I used to go.
He's got his own booth. I remember I walked in and these two Mexican guys, I was like, hey, I'm here to meet. And they're like, we know. Right here, sir. I got there like a half hour early.
Matt, don't pull up Mia Khalifa videos. What are you doing?
There we go. Look at that. Boom.
Oh my God.
Same restaurant, same booth. He wore the same outfit for
He's
me.
very happy to take that picture.
It's nice when they look equally happy because it's always weird when you have a shit-eating grin and they're like, you know, just like, all right.
Totally. Wow, Jimmy Fallon commented 3 times. Go relax, Jimbo. Take a breather. Go host your show. I can text you my comment. Hey, look at that. I didn't know we were allowed to get a pic. All right. Now we're reading
So you guys
comments.
are tight still? You and Seinfeld?
Yeah, I mean, we text, but I'd love to get to a nice, steady, consistent lunch.
Yeah, I almost asked him to do a redo.
Oh, wow.
And I also almost texted him about my new special, like just to see, like, but I don't want to be like exploiting it.
Well, your new special's out now on YouTube, All Things Comedy.
That. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you're one of the best joke writers.
Thank you.
Killer.
Like, really, every joke is just like
thank you, man.
so dry and hilarious and perfect.
Yes. Yeah, the special was like, it's like pizza. We were like, I'll have one. And then he ate the whole pie.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Couldn't turn it off.
Wow, that's nice, man.
Joe, what room was that? Was that...
The Den in Chicago?
Oh, the Den. The Den.
The play over here did his special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Good room.
I'm glad you went the YouTube route because, like, sometimes people don't want to do it, but like, you need people to see this. It's hilarious. You know?
I mean, I did try to go the Netflix route and the HBO route, and I can name everyone who passed, but but there is something where like you can sort of monitor, like Netflix, at least at my level, that wouldn't give me any numbers.
Totally.
They would just be, it's doing good. On your way.
Yeah.
But
you'll get more views on YouTube than HBO.
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they push it on HBO.
No.
I miss the old days where you got a nice check for doing a special. I mean, for me anyway.
Sure.
But this is a different kind of, it's like, and also I was kind of tired of most of those jokes anyway, so
There you go.
might as well get rid of them.
As Bill Burr said, a special is just a commercial for the road.
Yeah.
You know, come see me, buy a ticket, look what I can do.
Right.
How's the new stuff?
It's slow, man. Slow going.
Same.
I just like, you know the way it is. You get something, you're like, oh, this works, and you feel like, oh, I got work done, and you're like, I have a new 22 seconds of material.
Yes, exactly. You get one new line out of a
like
weekend.
Taking a week off, you know, like I'm good, man. I'm on the roll.
That's what Gary Veter said, because we're on the road over the weekend, and he's like, I got 3 new bits this week, and he's like, and that'll total 52 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, but I mean, that's how it starts. But I also want to try this thing, like I don't always do, where I just expand every joke I already have. Like the ones that I think, oh, this is a really solid new joke, just how many other angles can I hit it at? Because if you add like 15, 20 seconds to each joke, man.
Oh, yeah. That adds up. I saw Goldman once at the Cellar, and he was doing an old bit. I'm a huge fan from his first album. And I was like, wow, that's an oldie. He goes, it's not done. And I was like, Jesus Christ. This guy's meticulous.
You gotta just tag it up. Sometimes I'll have a bit. I have so many like 2/3 bits, you know.
Yes.
Like it's like right there, but it's not good enough to put in something. But
right.
This is the first time I've like taken my time ever with putting a special out. So I'm not going to tape till March, but
I like how that's time for him. It's like a year and a half.
No, it's like
It's only my
18
7th special in 6 years.
I know, but I really was like hustling to get the other ones like out, just out of fear, like people coming out on the road. But now it's like I feel like I can take a breath a little bit, and it's better for the comedy. But I am still on the road every week, so I am sick of a lot of these jokes.
Yeah, I mean that is the. I almost feel like I know what they're done when I'm sick of them.
Interesting.
I mean, that's maybe a little dramatic, but I just feel like sometimes you're like, yeah, I can recite this one inside and out. But I do hate when I tell a joke and I'm like, what am I talking about? I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Like,
oh, yeah.
Just kind of autopilot. I mean, generally I'm pretty engaged in the show, but there are times where you're just like, you're so locked into the way of your say something.
Yes. And you're thinking about a restaurant you're going to later, and then you're like, oh, wait, I'm in the middle of this bit about cats.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I saw the special.
Do you, do you write differently now than you did when you were starting out?
I mean, when I did my first open mic night in 1987, I wrote it out, like handwritten.
Same here.
And memorized it. And I'm kind of glad I did that, because it was like a real sort of my first ever set, and it was kind of professional looking. Like I wasn't like, oh, what else? Like looking at a notepad or just being. I mean, I seemed like I feel like I did the prep that other people didn't do, but
I did the same thing.
I mean, every so often I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna treat this like a day job, and I'm gonna work for 2 hours a day. It's just 2 hours a day writing, and then just kind of like. I'm all over them. I have an appointment with an ADHD doctor tomorrow. So
what?
Really?
Yeah, I think
because you have trouble focusing.
Yeah, I can't focus. I mean,
what are you kidding?
I can focus on stage, almost laser focus, but as far as like but maybe it's just like
you've gone so far.
Yeah, I've done very well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need it now.
No, I feel I relate to that. My ADD is terrible.
I just want to be able to clean my apartment or something.
Well, that's just lazy.
I hire people to clean it. But
sounds like you're good, though. I don't.
Yeah.
What?
That's fascinating. ADHD. It's always for kids.
I'm also diagnosing myself. I'll let you know tomorrow what happened.
Isn't it weird when people diagnose themselves? I mean, because I was talking to a guy. I was doing crowd work over the weekend, and I was like. This guy was like, I have sexomnia, and I was like, what the hell is that? He's like, when I'm asleep, but I try to have sex. It's like sleepwalking, but you try to have sex with the person.
Whoa!
Which I was like, I don't know if that's a thing. But then I looked up, it is a thing.
Really?
But then I asked him, have you seen a doctor? He said, no. I'm like, so you're just diagnosing yourself?
Wow.
That's a weird thing to just be like, I have it.
Yeah. Well, other people have told him. I guess.
I guess it's hard for a doctor to pick that one out. In the office, unless you doze off.
Right. He's got a reverse Cosby. He sleeps and then fucks.
But they could be asleep. It could be half a Cosby.
That's a good point. Yeah. Half a Cos.
Yeah. But, I mean, we do diagnose. I mean, my parents sent me to an ADD thing when I was a kid, and it was called like a challenge or something. It was, and it was 7 hours.
Mental challenge. That's what it was.
It was 7 hours though, and it's like that's cruel.
7 hours.
That's cruel to do to a child with ADD.
Crazy.
You're like, I can't focus. This is not.
Of course.
It's not like you walk out of there and you're like, I'm cured. You're like, no, that was fucking painful.
7
I
hours.
listened to a book on tape on ADHD and or audiobook. I don't guess I'm gonna call them books on
while
tape.
You're scrolling on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then just even that, you're like, there's chapters like, how do you expect me to get through this chapter? Even listening to it. When it's about not being able to focus, and you're like in these minor details.
That's a good point.
You need treats, like being an animal. They need like give us treats.
Right, like a little
Do you
porn.
treat yourself like if you, let's say, you do a great show or something, or or get something finished,
a little cocktail,
a good drink, good meal,
a couple cookies.
Yeah.
You got to do it. But I can't imagine you sedated.
Really?
Well, you couldn't.
So I'm already boring. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying you're a low key guy.
Yeah.
If you were sedated, you'd disappear.
But what do you mean sedated on what?
Well, like if you take ADHD,
ADHD is the opposite of sedation.
No, I think it focuses you.
Oh, it brings you
It's
up.
like uppers, yeah.
Oh.
If I take like an ADD med, like a Concerta or something, I can bang out. I should take it more. I can bang out so many jokes.
Used the medication.
I've taken it before.
Oh,
I don't have that many, so I use it very.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want from this doctor. Is just like something where, like, right now, I feel like I want to be focused, not like every day, 3 times a day. I take.
It's like roids. I mean, you're literally. It's like what? It's like steroids in baseball. Like we're kind of cheating a little bit by taking it, but also a lot of people don't have this. But feel like if you do have it, it would still help. I've heard people say the opposite, but I think it just focuses.
I think ADHD helps us do what we need to do. I mean, we're benefiting from it.
Because our mind wanders.
Yeah, our mind wanders. And we also pinpoint stuff quicker than other people.
But it also hurts us.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah.
I saw you when I was a young comic. I remember seeing Todd in a Starbucks writing, and I was writing.
That wasn't me. That definitely wasn't me. First Starbucks, new. Second writing, no.
It was definitely, maybe it was. It
could have been a Starbucks. There was a time I used to go to Starbucks.
But I mean, I remember just going there and seeing you and being like, oh shit, Todd's like, that's what you want to see out of comics you like, is that they're still putting in the work.
Right. Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's weird. You're from Florida.
I was born in New York, but
I didn't know
I started comedy in Florida. I lived in Florida for like 15 years.
Wow, is that hell?
I mean, it's who knows? It's like the formative years, so it probably would have been hell anywhere. But
True.
When you're a young, shy guy.
It's just Florida's got an interesting alumni. It's like Bert Kreischer.
Oh, is he from Florida?
Tosh. Yeah, he's Tampa.
Regan.
Carrot Top.
I started with Carrot Top and Larry the Cable Guy.
Are you still friendly with them?
No, I mean, I'm not feuding with them, but I just, I don't. I mean, I'm sure I could get in touch with either of them. If
I heard someone once shit on Carrot Top, and you were like, "Who else?" You kind of defended him, and I liked it. I liked that you. I was like, oh, all right. Like, I just like contrarian takes.
Sure.
And it's like, it became hip to shit on Carrot Top.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, well, like I saw some TikTok video today, actually, got the worst comics ever. And there's the 5. And I'm not going to mention their names, but it was like, this is a list from 2008.
Right.
Like, just who you could guess would be like, it's just, I don't know. It's just like, especially
comedy lists are annoying, good or bad.
Yeah, 100%.
But bad, especially, when it's like an amateur take. When I hear, when I like overhear open micers shitting on pros, even as an open micer, it bothered me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've had that where your opening act is shitting on the MC. It's like, I don't know either, you guys.
Right.
I kind of don't want to hear this.
It's awkward.
I don't want you to it's like you're not ingratiating yourself with me by being shitty to a guy who's on the show with us.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of a young comic thing, though. They're so insecure, they're so new that they have to feel better by shitting on everyone else.
And you do need to blow off steam, but it still bugged me a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
we did it, but it still bugged me.
I mean, I always feel like there's shit. I mean, I definitely can shit talk, and if these mics are off and that guy left and the cat left, no, don't leave, the cat can stay. I would, then, sitting up upstairs at the cellar, you're like, what the fuck?
That should be the podcast. It's just the mic's off. That's the name of the podcast.
That would blow up.
And you're like, who fucking sucks?
Yeah.
That's the whole episode.
I mean, I do plenty of that, and I can't wait to do it once this show's over. From this very seat.
Well, I was at Skankfest, not bragging, but Ari, of course, had this great idea at the end to do a show, no phones, couple comics on stage behind a table, and the audience yells out a comic, and they have to trash them, but like real trashing. Not like, oh, Matt Rife's annoying. It was like real shit, and it got ugly. I mean, it was too real.
Really?
I mean, I was in the crowd just glued to my seat. It was fucking entertaining as hell. But they were saying stuff where you're like, these guys, the audience can just remember this and then tweet it or whatever.
Yeah, I love Ari. I don't love that.
It was wild.
I don't love the idea of like also, it feels a little bit like turncoaty to me. Like it should be. I don't know.
Should be our thing.
Yeah, I remember hearing Stanhope once say like someone went up to him and shit on Dane Cook to him, and he goes, "I like Dane better than you." And I do kind of like. I have no problem with the audience member, but I don't like when they try to ingratiate themselves by shitting on a peer of ours. I don't.
Yeah,
I
I've
just
had
don't
that
like
happen. Or they'll even do it like you do a show at like a showcase show, and they're like, "That guy before you wasn't good." Oh, my friend.
I know.
The guy I've known for 22 years.
Yeah.
You didn't like him,
Right.
It's just. I mean, I guess they're trying to make it sound like you stood out, but you could say that in a way without. What was the deal with the guy before you? I don't know. I guess you didn't like him. That's fine. I could have been that guy, and I've been that guy to the other to a million people.
The people have a weird instinct to rate everything. Like I watch people come out of the comedy store, they go, "The third guy was great. He was the best one. Second guy sucked. Third guy, fourth
That's why
guy."
competition shows play well. That's why they always try to make us compete. People want to pick a winner.
Yes,
in their mind.
they really do.
But this is entertainment. This isn't a sport.
Right.
Yeah, and it's subjective. Like you might relate more to this lady because you're a lady, and then you might relate more. People pick their guy or their gal.
How was Larry the Cable Guy out of the gate? What was that like?
He actually drove me to one of my first paid gigs, like in his Camaro or Firebird, to Ron Bennington's club.
Wow.
Ron Bennington had a club.
Love Bennington.
Yeah, Ron Bennington saw my first ever appearance as a comic.
Dan Whitney.
And Dan Whitney,
That was
we
Larry
were
the
on the
Cable
open
Guy.
mic scene, and then I guess after I left Florida, he used to call into this radio station as Larry the Cable Guy, and the rest is history.
Yeah, how about that?
I feel like there's comedy for everyone. Like this, it might not be. There's people like we're going back to Carrot Top. I was like, he's doing a goofy show that's kind of fun. I would like to go
I
see
would
that.
love to see it.
Yeah.
I'd
I'm
probably love
curious.
every second of it. And just like, he's not pretending he's, political. He's just I'm making you laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's a nice guy.
I think the
remember.
bitterness comes to when people who think that they should be further than him. But
Sure.
what they fail to realize is he's doing a different thing. He's in Vegas.
Yes.
Move to Vegas. if
Exactly.
you wanna- you know what I mean? Like, I sure as fuck would want to live there.
I'd
No.
go crazy.
God, no. Yeah, that residency
But
shit.
I think there's also that thing that people who are like, they go to more than 10 comedy shows and they're like, I have a different level of insight, I get it.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was a guy in Melbourne during the festival who in the comments section started basically a review column within the comments.
Oh, boy.
I go to a lot of shows, and this like that you could have terrible taste and go to a lot of shows.
Yeah. Also,
you could go to a lot of shitty shows because you have bad taste.
Also, they could be hacky comic. There's also hacky takes like, "Oh, Dane Cook sucks," and you're like, "Have you ever listened? You just heard someone else say that."
Yeah, exactly.
But he was the cool guy to hate for a while.
That's the thing. When you become incredibly successful, it becomes a cool thing to shit on a person. But like, love him or hate him, they have something to get to that level.
Yes.
And also,
exactly.
did you work as hard as that person?
Nope.
Dane on the stand up and the business end undeniably worked hard.
Oh, yeah. MySpace, baby.
Forgot about MySpace.
Old school. So you I remember back in the day you do panel on Conan all the time. How many of those did you do?
I mean, I think I did Conan. I mean, I do know exactly.
I
I think it was
mind.
18 times.
Woo!
That's crazy.
That's stand up and panels. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I miss doing Conan. God.
Oh, Conan was the number one.
That was just like,
The
I
king.
really like, you feel like you're in show business, like it's fun doing these clubs and everything, but then you just like, your car's coming at 5:43, 5:45. You're going to be in the dressing room next to Martha Stewart. Okay.
Who were some of the craziest guests you were on with?
Martha Stewart was right next to me. What's the guy?
Did you talk to her?
No, I didn't talk to you. Val Kilmer.
Wow.
Who's the guy?
Val Kilmer rules.
Oh, the
Not
best.
Bruce Stern. Who's the other guy? Fuck.
Daniel Stern?
No, he's
Howard
older.
Stern.
Shit. Donald Sutherland.
Oh, another legend.
He was on, but then I remember like Al Roker was on once, and he like made a beeline to say hi to me. Like he's like, oh, hey, he's just saying who's the other guest.
He was just
like,
going to a
didn't
cheese
recognize me.
place.
He was just being like, this is a sweetheart. But
Yeah.
but yeah, and I remember
Weren't you on with Bourdain on one of them?
I was on Seth Meyers' show at Bourdain.
Oh, that's a good one.
You talked to him, right?
It's weird because
Did you get the photo?
I saw that he followed me on Twitter like a few years prior to that, and then
But you never wrote
I think
the
I was
DM.
I was on a flight with him from Austin, and then I sent him a direct message inviting him to my shows, and he thanked me, said I don't know if I can make that, Then I sent him like my special, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll check it out, thanks." And then I mean, it sounds like this is like 3 direct messages in like 8 years. No, so it wasn't like I wasn't hounding him.
And that's why he ended it.
But
like these messages, I can't take it.
But then I said, "Hey, we're on Seth Meyers' show together," and he goes, "Oh, I can't wait." And then he kind of just came in the dressing room, said hi, and then left. Like there was no conversation. He was nice, but I've heard he was very shy actually.
6'5", I heard.
Yeah,
Man, he was the best.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Cool gig.
That was pretty devastating.
Yeah.
But I got to ask you about this.
Oh,
So you called in the Letterman.
He called me.
Wait, you got to pull this up there, Peters.
Pull this up.
It's on YouTube. Put
I don't
Todd
think this
Barry.
gets enough, even though I've promoted the hell out of this.
I came across this on accident, and I was like, "Why is this not a thing?"
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I remember this.
That can't be 1982, can it?
Yeah.
What?
From someone named Todd Raz. I'm guessing that's just a nickname. His last name is Barry, from Tamarack, Florida. Here's the situation. I do an unbelievable impression of Paul Schaefer. Here are the options. A, fly me to New York, pay for everything, and I'll do the impression on your show. Yeah, right. Or call me, and I'll do it over the phone. So go ahead, Dave, pick either A or B. Either way, I'm sure it will turn out to be a real nifty gig. Gee, it was a tough choice, Todd, but I've selected option B. Let's call this...
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Were you shitting
we're
bricks?
calling somewhere in
Yeah, I
Florida.
kind of was. Yeah.
And they call to say we're doing it.
Yeah, but that's
I hope I'm
it. I
dialing
mean,
correctly.
Wow.
This man, Paul, is going
This
to
is
do
this
an
is late
impression
night
of
in
you.
the
Has anyone ever
80s.
done
This is huge.
No, this is going to be a first.
Yeah. Okay, Todd Barry, apparently a man with a lot of time on his hands. Doing soon an impression of our own musical director, Mr. Paul Schaefer. We're waiting for that first...
Hello?
Well, hello, Todd. How are you? Is this Todd?
Yes,
My name is David Letterman. I'm calling from New York City. How are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Where are you now, Todd?
I'm in Florida.
Uh-huh.
Killing.
Hello?
What were you, 11?
Sounds just like
18.
Paul, doesn't it? What particular city, Todd?
It's Tamarack.
Tamarack. Is it near a larger community?
It's near Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, well, that gives us generally an idea. It's a nice area of the country there. I noticed, Todd, the phone didn't ring, and you just picked it up. Did it ring there?
Yeah, that's the way that thing works.
Oh, that's the way they work. That's great. You're singing with the
I
king.
can't believe I said that.
Gee, Todd, I'd love to go on talking with you, but I understand you do an impression of Mr. Paul Schaefer.
This is where it gets
It's
bad.
unreal, Dave.
Okay.
It's unreal, Dave.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, Dave. It's unreal, Dave. I mean, it's cuckoo groovy, Dave. I mean, I'm peaking right now, Dave.
That's...
I mean, is it nutty in here? Or is it just me, Dave? Back to you, Dave.
Okay, thank you very much. It was very nice, Todd. Thank you.
Wow. I mean, did you
And then
get...
there was a follow-up with you.
Oh, really?
Did you ever mention this to him when you
Gee,
did
now
the
I wish
show?
we'd flown
I
the kid in here,
tried
huh?
to. I just never really asserted it, but I didn't try hard enough to tell him about it. But this was 2 years later.
Thank you very much. It's getting very close to the gala, second anniversary of my appearance on your show. That's right, May 27th, 1982 was the day I blessed your viewer mail segment with my Paul Schaefer impression. Here are your options. A, fly me to New York and pay for everything, or B, call me and we'll celebrate by phone. So go ahead, Dave, pick A or B. Either
Like
way,
that it
I'm
reads
sure
like
it
a
will turn
ransom.
out to be the
Yeah.
ultimate in keen. Your friend for life, Todd Barry, Tamarack, Florida. Well, Todd, thank you very much for the letter, and I'm sorry to say that if your choices are only A and B, then I'm not really sure there's anything we can do. Oh, wait a minute, excuse me just a minute. C, just forget about me. I've already gotten more than I deserve. Oh, okay, fine, Todd, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking
That would keep me going for 10 years.
yeah.
Dear Dave,
All right.
Wow.
That is pretty great.
Yeah,
You got a good zing on him.
I did. I can't believe I did that, man. I just kind of and also it's just weird because he didn't hear the phone ring, but it did ring. So that's I guess that's
I thought I heard a ring, too.
yeah, it did. I could hear it.
Wow. That is an 18-year-old. I would be
18, yeah.
running around the house in
I mean,
excitement.
fucking. I hate to reveal my age, but it's over 40 years ago.
That was a different time.
Approximately 40 years ago. Jesus,
That's
You're a
insane.
it's
vet,
all over
dude.
for me, man.
Also, your Comedy Central half hour.
Which
You
one?
did two of them, yeah.
Oh, Maybe
I still remember the joke. You say the opening joke. I know what you guys are thinking. The watch joke.
Oh yeah.
How's it go again?
What was it say?
You say like, Todd, this is your second Comedy Central special, but you're wearing the same watch.
Yeah.
And you go, well, I'll tell you what's new. 5 of the next 30 minutes you're gonna see. Such a great way to open a special.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Those were
Old albums, man. I mean, we used to listen to them all
Medium
the time.
Energy.
Yeah, Falling Off the Bone, Medium Energy. Like, that was when albums, like, to me, I love consuming comedy that way. I mean, taking a walk and
my
just
album
laughing.
comes out this Thursday, actually.
Hey!
The album version of my special.
Nice.
There you go.
I think Todd is like perfect. Certain comics with just killer jokes are perfect for that medium where you have like a guy like Todd or Dave Attell or Hedberg. Like,
Yes.
jokes like that where you're just like, this is a perfect thing to listen to in a car on the walk because they're just hard jokes.
100%. And then they go into your brain better when you just listen. You know, you're walking it. I feel like you connect with it more. You hear the laughs.
I think I'd almost rather listen to an album of
That's what I'm
comedy
saying.
than I don't know.
Well, that's how I got into it. Really, it's like albums like you or like Rock or all those people we talked about. That's how we watched them, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Rock, I was HBO and Carlin a lot of HBO.
But his stuff worked well audio too.
That's
because
true.
Of his voice and his jokes. I mean,
That's true.
It worked. It translated too, I think.
Yeah, I would just put them on like the way you put on a podcast in the house and clean or whatever. Loved them.
I used to throw on like early years, like you forget how to write a bit, and you're like, let me just listen to bits for a while.
Yes.
Just, like hear like other people's, and then you were like, oh yeah, that's how I write jokes, But like, you could throw on Pandora, and you get like so many different comic voices.
Yeah, it is interesting to hear what people can get away with. And like, oh, they got away with. Like, I saw Doug Stanhope at Caroline's on Mother's Day open with a joke about his mother's suicide.
Wow.
It was like at Caroline's, which is very touristy, so it wasn't all his diehard fans. It was just like, man, you can do that.
That's an incredible bit where he talks. It's an
Great.
assisted suicide.
Yeah,
right?
assisted suicide.
Great
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, he is. Like, they throw around the word fearless in comedy a lot, but like Doug is like truly he'll say shit that is pretty incredible.
And he doesn't really get like attacked for saying anything, problematic, but he's also the last guy who would stop himself from saying something.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think they would ever expect an apology from him. I think
Right.
he goes in. It's the
Right.
people that
That's
kind
good.
of like dip their toe in that get in trouble. I think Doug is so unapologetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of lives outside the system in a way.
Exactly. He's
Yeah,
off
it's
the
also
grid.
where they're going to like not allow him to live in like some
Bisbee,
outskirt of Arizona.
Bisbee, Arizona. But it's like yelling at a hobo, like, "Hey, that was inappropriate." He's like, "What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I got nothing going on." Not that Doug has nothing going on, but
No,
you know
but he
what
gets away with it. I think the drugs and alcohol help, where he's just kind of like this dude who's out, as you said, outside the system.
Oh, yeah.
and showing up. He's had a few already, and yeah, man, I remember listening. He's another dude whose albums I would listen to.
Oh, great
and just be
albums.
like, holy shit, this dude just goes
Yeah.
for it.
No refunds is amazing.
And what's the one? Something to take the edge off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all those Deadbeat Hero.
Yeah, he's one of the few guys who I would actually, when he came to New York, I would go watch him.
Really?
Yeah, and sit there. I mean, guest list, but let's not be for crazy. I didn't fucking throw down for it, but
Attell says he's his favorite comic.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
I saw Attell at Caroline's, and Doug was in the back watching. No, wait. Doug was on stage at Caroline's. Dave Attell walked in, and Doug stopped mid-bit and goes, "Dave, what are you doing here?" He goes, "I heard a white voice coming out of Caroline's. I had to see who it was." And that killed.
Damn. Well, who were guys like early on? Because I know you were, like a '90s New York guy, like that great generation of comics. Were there dudes that you would sit down and write bits with, or like bounce bits with in the diner ever? Or no.
No, I mean, I've done that occasionally with people. I think I've even done it with you, but I've never had like a every Monday we meet at this diner. New York, not really. I mean, I've done it a little with Joe Zimmerman.
New special
You're a
out.
special funny guy.
Hey, it's not about him right now. Yeah, he's very funny. But I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've gotten tags and stuff from people who happen to be watching, but yeah, I haven't done a lot. I know there's stuff people I'll bounce shit off of on the phone, but I generally just do it myself.
Yeah.
But I do think there's definitely, like, I would want to do more just like meeting up and bouncing bits, because I think it is helpful.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like having someone write for you, but it just gets you talking it out. with someone who knows.
And reading
comedy.
their face, just like delivering it to a person, reading their face and kind of being like, huh, okay, where am I going right here? Where am I going wrong?
Yeah.
Am I missing something obvious? Yeah, I don't expect someone else to do my act. I want to write my jokes.
Yeah.
but-
Sure. Even saying it out loud to a person helps. It kind of makes you hear how it sounds.
Yeah, I always think I'm gonna. I sometimes go, well, I write on stage. That's what I tell people mainly, which when they ask about my writing, which is true. But I also feel
You write on stage?
Yeah.
Huh.
Really?
You feel very Page to stage.
No, definitely right on
That's
stage.
so. I would
Yeah.
never guess that about
Really?
you. Yeah.
So you thought like all those my epic bits were like
Yeah, of
that
course.
was typing.
No, I of course thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, it's on stage.
I think
Wow.
of bits, and you're like, okay, so you have a bit like. Let me think of an example of like a Todd bit, like a classic Todd, like. You saw a guy masturbating in front of an ATM machine.
Yeah.
And you thought, sure, there are times when I look at my checking account and there's a little more than
Oh, that's great.
and you want to celebrate.
and you want to sell. Yeah. So that you came up with that on the fly on stage?
I don't remember. I mean, that was a while ago. I may have done more writing back then, but I mean, after a few it's not like out of the gate they work like.
But you just had a nugget.
Yeah, you just kind of like, oh, and then you add this couple of words, and then you do it again, and I mean, it takes forever.
The wine one. What was? So you have the wine bit in your new special about how the bottle is the second most expensive.
Yeah.
The second most expensive bottle, or second cheapest bottle rather,
Right.
is the one that they mark up the most.
Right.
So like, can you take us through the process of writing a joke like that?
Well, I heard that somewhere, and it seemed to make sense that the most marked up bottle of wine on a restaurant's menu is the second cheapest because a guy will be on a date. I'm doing the bit basically.
Yeah, do the
guy,
bit.
Do the bit.
Guy will be on a date, doesn't want to buy the cheapest wine, so he picks the second cheapest and then gets destroyed. So then I just talked it through, and actually Phil gave me one of the lines. I shouldn't credit Phil with anything, comedy wise, but yeah, he kind of gave me one of the big laughs in it actually. But yeah, so I just talked it through, and then eventually, once you get into it where it's like everything works, supposedly. Because there's times I'm sure where you like have a bit and you're like,
Oh, totally. It takes so long.
You're just like, I gotta fix that a little part. Right
yes.
there. And it's like, so yeah, just repeating it over and over again. Is that you write your stuff out completely, both of you guys?
Not completely. If it's a story, I can't. If it's a story, I kind of have to listen and just memorize. But there's still beats that I write down. And sort of like, get to this line, almost like checkpoints in the story that I'm trying to get to.
Same.
But then for a bit, I'm pretty much. I have Word docs full of just almost every joke written out word for word.
Yeah, I mean, I have bullet points. I definitely have bullet points.
I do the bullet.
And I will sometimes go, I'm going to just pretend I'm writing this like it's, I'll write it out and I'll do that. But I've also had the reverse where like a TV shows, can you send us a transcript of your act or your set?
That's the worst.
And then you do it and you're like, I don't even know how to punctuate this.
Yes. None of this seems funny. They're going to read this and hate it.
I should say that, that annoys the shit out of me, even though I write most of the jokes down, because for whatever reason, once it starts working, I just lose track of it, but like, also it's hard to type it out in your,
right.
That's
yes,
the thing.
exactly.
So I will type it to some degree, but then I'll also, a lot of the typing is also just the start and the finish. I just need to know where it ends up. But like I had a bit idea the other day, it's like a new idea, but true story, I got shit-faced and I go home and I'm on. I go on for whatever reason, like cancer charities are popping up, like children's cancer. And I got so upset that I made a pretty big donation. I was like, fuck cancer. I woke up the next day and I was like, well, that's a bit more than I would have donated, which like, it's a weird moment because like you can't, at the end of the angle, I'm like, I think it's like, you can't really call Amex fraud department like some asshole stole my card.
Right.
And I guess he really wants a cure. But like, that's a bit that I don't think I could write down. I needed to like say it.
Yes.
Because it's such a weird, typing up a bit like that, there's a fine line between like, it has to sound conversational too. And that's, I think, the struggle for just writing bits.
But that bit is great too because you do philanthropy when you're drunk. Most guys do worse things. You do better things because you're even like, I wouldn't have given this much.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're drunk, you would.
Have you done the thing where you call the charity up and go, listen, I got a little awkward situation.
Look, I want to help, but not that much.
Right.
$250. I'm fine with $250. But, $2,000. I don't know. I was drunk.
To me, if you have the premise and the ending, I feel a lot better going on stage.
Really?
Yeah, the end line, like a nice pop at the end to tie it all up.
Yeah, because then you can fish a little bit.
Exactly. You can kind of play with the middle, and you know you have a parachute at the end.
It's like you know when you're going to get laid on a date. You can kind of be yourself.
Yes, yes. I heard Pete Holmes said he goes really dirty when a joke is new because he's nervous, so he can get the laughs there. And then Bill Burr said when he's doing a new hour, he kind of hacks it up a little just because he's like, I got to get through it. It's not there yet.
See, I don't always follow this, but I think opening, if you're doing a 10-minute set somewhere or 15 minutes, opening with the new stuff is a good thing to do.
Ted said the same thing.
Did he?
Ted Alexandra,
He stole that from me. But yeah, I guess I just feel like you ride that wave of like being applaud. The applause comes on, you get here's Mark, and then you just go. And if your first two things don't, if they work, then you got your other shit just locked and loaded.
Right.
But if they don't work, then you just ease into the other stuff that works.
Interesting.
I think it works when you have your audience. I think if you're doing that coming up as a comic, they might just turn on you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember hearing Ted say that as a young comic, and then doing that at like the comic strip, and they're like, "Fuck this guy." You know, they don't
exactly.
care.
There's always that thing though where you do a bunch of A stuff, and then you try the new one, and it's just such a huge drop off.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess at that point you could go, hey, that one didn't work. I mean, we can get away with things other people who make mistakes at their job can't do, but we can just go, oh, fucked up. But
Yeah, try to
can't do
know
that
it.
when you're air traffic controller. But is that someone's joke? I feel like that's someone must have
That's
made.
pretty
fun.
good. I don't know.
That's fun.
But
Yeah.
also, I hear what you're saying. Especially, I think if it's like a topical bit, it's great to open with because they're like,
Yes.
"Oh shit, he's writing. That's a new bit."
Yeah.
And you get a 20% boost, I think, on
For sure.
topical.
You do a Taylor Swift joke or something like it's an extra bump or something like
100%.
that. You know.
And it showed, like, if you do jokes about the town, first of all, they love that. They're like, oh, my God, he's telling us about our town. Even though the joke might be like a C, they're on board.
I would notice opening for David Tell, whatever city he was in, he would praise them. He'd be like, Ann Arbor, Michigan, you guys know how to party. And they'd be like, yeah.
Manipulation.
But you got to do that. You got to and because they feel when you're pumped to be there, they're pumped to be there.
Totally. You can't just walk up and be like, I was at the bank. You got to say hello. You got to show where you know where you are.
Some guys would do that though. I mean, I remember watching old clips of Robert Schimmel. I feel like he never said, "Hey, what's up?" He would
That's true.
he would always just be like, "So a guy does that," or he'll just open a bit. You know,
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like. I don't like when a comic goes, "Let's hear it for your MC." It's like the MC's getting the applause.
I completely agree.
They're getting their applause. You don't, and just sort of fucking browbeating people to applaud.
Yes.
I don't like make some noise.
I do it if I'm on the road because I bring Gary with me and I want them to like follow him on
Or
social
maybe-
media. I want them to
Or maybe
if they
like
didn't
some
catch his
point
name the
the
first
set
time.
go, hey, let's hear it again from my. But I feel like I don't like how you guys do tonight. Like,
I hate that a
like
little
it
bit.
seems all unnecessary and just like
How you doing?
start doing what you do. I mean,
Yeah, what's the purpose? Is it? I
I
guess
think it
to-
resets,
well,
kind of.
Yeah, I get that you have to do something if there's a crazy energy change. Like
Sure.
if you're following some high energy
Yeah.
guy, you have to address it somehow.
Yeah.
But you can do it in a more clever way than, hey, you know.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm not. I get it. You walk out there, you're greeting people. How's it going? But I don't know. Just when the one with let's hear it for, because if they see 7 comics and they're
Exactly.
like, let's hear it for the MC.
they all do it.
Like the guy's not. He's not being deprived of applause.
Yes.
he walked out to applause. He's going to walk off to applause.
Yeah, he just said your name.
He's. It's not like some. We don't have to applaud the MC, do we?
Also, with those 7 comic lineups or wherever, how many they put up at the cellar, I'm always nervous. I'm at the end if I'm like doing some topical bit. It's been hit 8 times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. I basically don't allow guest sets in my shows.
Same.
Mainly because I just want to get out there. Like I have my opener do 15 minutes, one opener for the most part. Some towns you go, we have a local guy. Okay, we'll let him do 5. And then, but I want to get out there. But also premises can get burned and you're like, and even premises. I mean, I did a show once. I used to do this joke about this Walgreens in Chicago.
Oh, the rating, like the reviews on it?
No, it was about this. It used to be in a converted bank, and I don't remember how the joke went. But a guy went on before me did a joke about that Walgreens.
No way.
Yeah, like it was a different joke. It's just like, and then you have to go out there and go, well, this is weird, people. Bobby did a joke about the Walgreens in Lincoln in Wicker Park, and now I'm going to do one. And neither of us were in Chicago at the time.
Oh, weird. But how about what about this? This must have been page to stage. Hey, I saw a guy with a neck tattoo. Whenever I see that, I always think you forgot to not do that.
God, that one makes me cringe for some
I love that line.
I love that joke.
I know.
That's a great joke.
It's just hard to listen to old. I feel, Mark, if someone pulled up bits off your like a first album, you'd probably cringe too. I guess.
True.
Yeah, let's do something off my special.
All right.
But
pull up some
I
clips.
honestly don't remember if I wrote that out or I think
about that line once a week.
Like I definitely thought of that and then wrote it out, but I don't.
But forgot to not was a sentence I'd never heard before. I thought that was well written.
Yeah, that would be like a great piece of movie dialogue.
Yes.
But it's so like deep in your character. I mean, you when I say your character, but like,
What's he looking up?
I don't know. I thought you were gonna go to his Instagram or something and pull up a bit.
Clips from the new special, Domestic.
Because we
Shorthair.
rarely like. I feel like this almost started as a joke podcast, and we got away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're a dude that I love to go into these with. You know.
Oh yeah, you got a clip up there? Oh, there's one.
There's one, yeah.
Which one's this?
Glad we're eating out again. I've had some great exchanges with waiters and waitresses over
Oh,
the
you
years.
like this
An
one.
actual
I
exchange
love
I
this
had with a
bit.
waiter at an Italian restaurant in New York City not too long ago. Hi, is it possible to get a decaf espresso? You're the worst. Okay. I don't mean to be all lawyerly, but that was a yes or no question. But if you want to go with you're the worst, that works fine. Anyway, give me a decaf espresso with a big spoon of ketchup in it. Now I'm really bad.
It's fucking brilliant stuff.
Good stuff.
Important stuff.
It's got to be rough to watch this.
No, this is the one he's probably
Yes,
most happy with.
Was doing really good before the pandemic. Started taking a Pilates class.
Ah, that's a good one.
Consisted of me and 3 women who knew how to do Pilates. The instructor always had to make adjustments. You're like, all right, let's do that thing when we hang from a bar and do jumping jacks and sit-ups at the same time.
This is a good one.
Todd, here's some crayons.
Crayons.
Is that hacking?
Why don't you mark up the
perfect.
wall for me, Todd?
Crayons.
Draw an owl for me. Big owl with a lot of detail. All right, ladies, we're going to stand on our hands and put 100-pound weights on the balls of your feet. Todd, I don't know, download a Scrabble app.
Clean too.
It's so
Or
relatable.
leave. Yeah, why don't you leave? I like that idea best. Walking's good exercise. Walk on that air. Yes, I see your t-shirt. It says, I heart Pilates. Hit the road.
Hit the road.
That's kind
It's really well shot too.
Yeah, it looks great.
I tagged my Pilates instructor on that. That was
Really?
exciting too.
Oh, nice.
Or I think I sent it to her, but
Do you go to Pilates a lot?
no, I haven't. I was going pre-pandemic, but
What's great about your bits is you can tell it all happened.
yeah.
It's not like a Hassan Minaj.
Whoa!
You know, it's like
went there.
it's just like the waiter saying you're the worst. I'm like, that definitely happened, and you can name the.
I'd like to hear Todd meets Hassan. You know,
Oh,
guy sent me some anthrax recently.
Woo, that's good.
Yeah, man. But it's true. You know what it is? You take mundane shit and make it so damn relatable and so funny. I
Oh,
mean,
thank you.
It's like everyday stuff where you're like, I love bits like this where you're like, well, that's not a bit. And then you do it, you're like, oh, that's a bit. You just open up possibilities, right? I love when comics do that. You know?
Brian Regan's great at that. Where you're
So
like,
great,
well,
yeah.
All right, this premise I probably could have thought of this premise, and then he just like 10 minutes of
I
like
know.
hilarious shit.
Yeah, and no one. He's got his own that wobble and everything. He's got his own way of delivering it, which a lot of people
That
do.
dude's funny, man.
Funny guy.
He's a legend. Yeah, we're supposed to have him on here too, right? Is he still going to come on?
He's gonna drink us under the table.
Oh yeah, he'll put him back.
But you also choose good words. That old joke about the guy who's like, I love Coke, but I hate Pepsi. And you're like, oh, wow, so you love this thing and hate this thing that's the exact same thing as this thing with a fervor. I don't know. I remember you said
So
fervor.
funny because last night Colin Quinn got furious at Matt Richards for drinking Pepsi, and
There
he was
you
drinking
go.
Coke.
That's why the joke's so relatable.
That was such a great. I'm like, that is a true thing.
Oh.
Like we watched his joke play out.
Yes. Fervor.
Yeah, I forget. I remember that joke. I don't remember the wording, but
I remember so many of your jokes. I mean, they're some of the most quotable jokes. I mean, you did a Letterman set. I remember you have a joke where you say, I was just in Spain, very aggressive prostitutes in Barcelona.
yeah.
I mean, just that start to a joke is funny to me.
Aggressive prostitute.
And
is
what was the
fun.
line? If you're this aggressive in the streets, what's going to happen when we get back to the youth hostel? That's a great bit.
Yeah, you're gonna knock me off that top bunk.
There's a tag. I mean, that's a great bit. And those Letterman, like late night sets were tough. I mean, it's crazy to think that's a pretty edgy late night bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was. I don't think you could say prostitutes anymore, but yeah, I kind of pushed it a little bit. I guess I don't know, pushed it, but it's surprised. Never knew what they were going to let you do and what they would hassle you with. But
How about the bit? There's another great word choice. When you were hooking up with a girl and she was like, I don't like that kind of condom. And you're like, this is a bad time to show brand loyalty. Brand loyalty.
yeah,
That's
good.
great.
That's from my first
That's
Conan.
an old Todd bit.
Old.
You can probably dig up my first Conan if you want to watch it.
Okay.
Can we really? I would love to see a
Yeah.
bit from it at least.
Yeah.
Give me a bit and I want to see what you looked like. Yeah, you're doing the rounds. Look at you. You're hitting all the pods.
Yeah,
No, it's older. Oh, that's an old one. There.
Whoa. Look at
Oh,
that.
I remember the Chris. Is that the Chris? What's his name? The Chris O'Donnell?
yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah.
That was a pretty funny one.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I think you have to look on Conan's website to find the.
He has a
Chris-
website?
I think he's working. I think dudes like that just work forever on some like CBS show that we don't watch. Chris O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he's working.
He's on like Miami Vice 8.
Well, even think about that guy. You know that actor William Peterson. He's
Yep.
like richer than he ever would have been if he just became a movie star.
Oh,
From
totally.
just CSI and shit.
Totally. Wow, he got the cover. Mulaney. By the way, Kanye's back. You see that?
Oh my God, really?
Is he?
Adidas re-signed him.
Wow, that's young. Is that young Mulaney?
That's a great Mulaney set, by the way.
Oh my God, he's a child there.
I saw that in New Orleans and was blown away. Who's that guy in the middle?
Old Conan really.
He threw
I
up
mean,
everybody.
He threw up a lot of. He gave comics a lot of love.
Oh, yeah. First credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. 29.
That was my first one too.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
I did. I remember you dabbed your forehead with his tie.
Yes.
And he was not pleased.
No, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
He said you're
I
a
don't think.
psycho
I
or
guess
something.
it was on. No, it's 19. It was definitely on the Team Coke. We don't have to find
You
it.
had a really great roast set. Who
Patrice O'Neill.
I mean, Chevy Chase and Patrice O'Neill.
the Chevy Chase one? Do you remember any of the Chevy Chase lines?
Yeah, I mean, the one that a lot of people talked about, it was like people, I told people I was roasting Chevy Chase. They said that's like shooting fish in the barrel. And I go, it's actually as easy as standing near a fish in a barrel. Something like that. Or being somewhere.
Was that night awkward as hell? Didn't he just hate?
Yeah,
the
that
roast?
was he. Yeah, it was awkward. Not necessarily like where I was uncomfortable, but it's clear that it just didn't have this, because he just wasn't taking the jokes the way.
No.
Someone wrote. If you just agree to a roast, you're supposed to just fucking howl at every shit.
But it wasn't his friends. I feel like
Yeah,
this
like
set
I
the
mean, I
tone
didn't
for-
know. But if they had me in there, like I met him after I roasted him.
Wow, that's weird.
How was he?
I just shook his hand, but he was sort of nice to me when he went up after. Like I think I caught him laughing. Oh God.
Look how cute. Come on.
The Chevy thing was so weird to me because from what I heard, that's the night he found out a lot of people didn't like him.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
I think. Oh no, wait.
If you're looking to level up your home with zero effort, Displate has you covered. Displate creates awesome metal posters that takes just 20 seconds to install and won't damage your walls. With licensed designs from brands like Star Wars, Marvel, and League of Legends, your flimsy blockbuster posters from high school are getting a serious upgrade. Submit your own artwork to be turned into a Displate for something completely personalized. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with this, and they have a lot of classics, a lot of cool movies. We had the Back to School one, which I love. Love Dangerfield, as you guys know. Your poster comes with everything you need to hang immediately. Just pop the included magnet onto your wall, stick your display to it, and you're all set. Save up to 40% off when you click the link in our description and get you ready to hang art. Discount will be automatically applied to your cart when you click the link or use the code DRUNK when you visit Displate.com. That's Displate.com, code DRUNK, or click the link in our show notes.
Hey, folks, We Might Be Drunk is brought to you by Beam. There's nothing you need more than a good night's sleep. Sleeping less than 6 to 7 hours per night is linked to reduced white blood cell count, weight gain, and poor mental health. You got that right. If you're sick of counting sheep, it's time to try Beam Dream, the healthy hot cocoa for sleep. Woo, baby, I need some sleep, and this really helps. I love a good night's sleep. I can't podcast. I can't do anything without it. It's hell. All I got to do is think. Thank you. Love that Beam. Thank you. Just mix Beam Dream in hot water, milk, stir, or froth, and enjoy before bedtime. And you got to do it, folks. Who doesn't love hot cocoa also? Today, our listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder, their best-selling healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar, now available in delicious flavors like sea salt, caramel, cinnamon cocoa, and chocolate peanut butter. Better sleep has never tasted so good. A recent clinical study revealed Dream helped 93% of users wake up feeling more refreshed, and 93% reported that Dream helped them get a more restful night's sleep. Get on it. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/drunk and use code DRUNK at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/drunk and use code DRUNK for up to 40% off. Get some Beam.
Yeah, is that
What year?
Wow.
93.
Holy
Thanks
shit,
a lot.
Todd.
Thanks, guys.
Only 11 years
Nice to
after
be
the
here.
phone call.
I was listening to the radio today. They keep playing this Michael Bolton guy. I can't stand this guy. I remember the first time I heard Michael Bolton, my immediate reaction was, oh man, I owe Barry Manilow an apology.
the band was like howling at that.
No mic.
This guy is much worse. He is mucho del worso. But there was a concert recently here in New York City. It's the truth.
I like
Simon
this
and Garfunkel, followed by Paul Simon. Simon and Garfunkel, then Paul Simon. This must have been a great phone call for Art Garfunkel to receive. Hey, Art, it's Paul. Good news and bad news. Good news, I got us a gig. Bad news, we're opening for me. Yeah, and you got to share a dressing room with Ladysmith Black Mambazo. It's going to be a tight fit. There's 23 of them. But the big thing in music now in record stores are these boxed sets. Have you seen these boxed sets?
Wow, look at this.
All the albums by one artist in a box. Who are these for? There's a guy standing there going,
Who are these for?
God, I've never owned anything by the Oak Ridge Boys. I think it's time I owned everything by the Oak Ridge Boys.
That's a good set.
Let me see that. Wow.
Great
I
point.
remember that joke.
I don't remember that
I
one.
think that was 1.5 hours, I think.
I remember the Fugazi
This
bit.
thing is heavy. 27 compact discs. Hey, it's only $500. Includes a hip-hop remix of Elvira. Giddy uppa. But I did
You're
a
so
little shopping
confident.
recently. I did.
I know, it's
Bought a
pretty
wok.
calm.
That is a great thing to have, a wok. With a wok in the privacy of your own home, you can create your own mediocre Chinese food. For 50 cents less than ordering takeout. I'm standing over this thing going, oh yeah, I'm glad I'm making this stuff myself. Because those restaurants in Chinatown just don't make hot dog fried rice the way I like it.
Pause it for a sec.
You were exactly the same. You had it immediately your voice.
Huh. But it does feel like my voice sounds almost different, like I'm a boy in this one.
Well,
you're younger. Yeah,
Your voice changes as you get older.
But the rhythm is so you even now. It's kind of impressive.
What's with that jacket? What is that?
It's brutal the way I was dressed.
Yeah.
The sleeves jutting.
I saw that, the green sleeve. What is that patch on the left side?
Oh, it's a dog. It's a Borzoi I bought at a thrift store.
Oh, okay, got it.
That was. Do you remember who was on that episode with you?
I do. It was a bunch of guests. It was this guy, actor Peter Riegert. You remember him?
Yes, great. You know him. He's from
Rieger.
Animal House.
There was 4 guests.
Sopranos.
I think there was me.
And he's in The Mask. He's in a ton of shit.
It was me.
You know this guy.
Oh, that guy's
Peter
in everything.
Riegert, Carol Alt.
I don't know.
Yeah, wait. How do we know? What's she from again?
She's a model.
Yeah.
And then there was one other. I was like, because I
Pull her
remember
up.
they had 4. Is there any way you could see who was on that episode?
Holy moly.
She's hot.
Kind of milfy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she looks familiar. Carol Alt. Alt comedy. Wow, we're going deep diving here.
Well, this is season 1 of Conan.
Wow.
You were also on Larry Sanders.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
I got that from that set, actually.
Whoa. That was when you could still get stuff from a late night set. Nicole Eggert.
Ooh.
Oh, Don Martin, that's right. And then, of course, they leave me out of the...
Oh, that sucks. Damn.
But you got someone saw you on this, and you're like, you should.
Gary
be a writer.
Shandling saw me.
Oh,
wow.
I submitted a tape, and he's like, yeah, "You got the part."
Look
was
at
he
that.
Cool to you?
What?
He
was really cool. Like he did something that I've talked about it before on one of my many podcast appearances. But he came over to give me a note on my the line I was doing, and he just said, he goes, "Only if you think this is funny," and then he presented his note.
What a guy.
Like it just like. I could have said no, I'm good, thanks. Like I was like, it's your show. I'll do it any way you want me to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really respectful and also smart. I mean,
yeah, you guys ran the whole show back then. It was like that was a hotbed of young Janines and Sarah Silvermans and Bob Odenkirk's.
Yeah,
that was a fun time. Jay Moore was young.
Yeah.
I forgot he was on it.
Oh yeah,
Jay Moore was on Shandling? On Larry Sanders?
Wasn't he? I thought he was in the writer's room.
No, that was Jeremy Piven.
Oh, Piv. Sorry.
But yeah, he was great on Larry Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the best shows ever.
I love it.
It was classic. I mean, that was some of the best comic acting you'll ever see. I mean, insane. Jeffrey Tambor and Rip Torn, just like
2 heavyweights
on just a clinic. It's just so good.
Yeah.
I was scared. I had waited till like 10 days on the set to introduce myself to Rip Torn.
Really?
Yeah, I was a little scared of him, but he was nice.
Yeah, he is intimidating. I think he was like a Marine or something.
Yeah.
Because I remember there's a story about during Dennis Hopper's drug-fueled days on Easy Rider, Rip Torn was originally supposed to play the part they gave to Jack Nicholson. Mm-hmm. And when they sat down, Hopper was such a vicious drunk and awful. And he ended up pulling a knife on Rip Torn. And I think he just like was able to get it away from him from his Marine days. And Rip Torn's like, fuck this guy, I'm not working with him, you know?
Wow. You ever heard the old Alec Baldwin, Comedians in Cars? He's telling Rip Torn stories, and he's like, and then I crack him in the jaw, and then I kicked him in the balls, and he goes, Jesus, when was this? He goes, last summer. He's just getting into bar fights at like 68.
That guy was so funny. Defending Your Life, he's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. Men in Black, he's amazing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Is he alive?
No.
Ah!
He was the best.
He was great.
Who else? So that was. I mean, man, you've been in like everything. I feel you were in Flight of the Conchords too.
Flight of the Conchords. I think I was in The Wrestler.
That's right.
Have you ever mentioned that before?
I've never. That's the first time. I don't talk about it much, but yeah, I was in The Wrestler.
An amazing movie.
Wanderlust.
Oh yeah.
How was working with Mickey Rourke?
It was fine. I didn't. There wasn't a lot of chit chat between takes. Like he's kind of like an intense guy.
He's in character.
Yeah, he's just not someone who you don't really feel like, oh, he's not going, hey, Todd, so tell me, you do stand-up?
Right.
Like, he's not like that. He was perfectly as nice as he had to be. But, there's a scene I talked about this where in the deli where he started throwing stuff at me. Like, it wasn't in the script. And, like, he nailed me once with, like, a box of foil, and it was pretty intense. But,
whoa.
But there was, like, scenes where Darren would say, like, all right, start this take by insulting his mother, then do a different, then the second take now say this about his mother, just to set him off.
Yeah.
It was kind of surreal because I loved Mickey Rourke when I was growing up, and now I'm doing scenes with them.
Insane.
Yeah.
Showbiz.
Went to the Venice Film Festival.
Ooh.
Where it won the biggest prize there, and that was cool. Yeah.
How was Marissa?
She's nice. I didn't work with her, but she came into the cellar not too long ago.
Oh,
and sat down
really?
at the table, and
Oh.
she's super friendly.
Still looks great.
Yeah.
Got a huge crush on her.
Yeah, she's
My
beautiful.
Cousin Vinny, come on.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
I never
too.
saw that movie. Does that hold up?
Did you really never see My
it's
Cousin
great.
Vinny? Oh, it's like one of the best
Really?
comedies ever.
Great
yeah.
comedy.
Oh, it's like perfect.
Huh.
It's like one of the 90s. 90s is such a good decade of movies.
Great comedies.
Just like comedies, but also like everything, man. Like
It's true. Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, Pulp Fiction.
Boogie Nights.
Yes.
Fargo, LA Confidential.
Yeah, LA Confidential. That was a good movie.
Awesome. I mean, I feel like the 90s just like crazy. And,
Yeah.
and for comedies too. It's
Do you watch a lot of comedies? Like,
I try. I mean, I'll watch.
the last
I'll
thing I wanna watch.
here and there, like a new one. Just curious what they're making. But yeah, like if I watch them, it's like classics. You know, I don't watch I don't watch a ton of. They don't make that many new ones anyway.
Not really.
No,
and
they
the new
don't.
ones, the new TV shows, I feel like they have to all have like this heartwarming twist, which kind of feels like they're almost talking down to you. The fact that they have to
Yes.
make this kind of like warm blanket type of show, which it's fine if they make those, but it feels like that's the tone of everything now.
Yes. Enough's enough.
And I like that shows like I loved Eastbound and Down. I love that shows like that would kind of like would push the envelope and really be outrageous. So
Are you watching the other two? Have you seen the other two?
no.
yeah, it's great.
It's
I thought it
great.
got canceled.
It's all. I've just caught on to
Oh,
it.
Molly Shannon, dude.
Yeah,
she's incredible.
But they got some jokes in there where you're like, "Whoa!"
You ever
Yeah,
met
it's-
Molly Shannon? She's the nicest.
I met her a couple of times. I met her. I sent her a fan letter when I was a kid when she was on SNL.
Really?
And she wrote back. I have an autographed picture of
Wow.
her. Unless an assistant did that, I don't know. But,
I did that.
but then, yeah, I met her once at Amy Schumer had a party and she was there. And and Rachel Feinstein and I were like panicking because we were both late for a cellar spot, and Molly Shannon heard us panicking and sprinted across the street and found us a cab.
Oh, really?
And I was like, what an amazing human.
That's great.
To just be that, like, she's like, just heard it, was like, I got to help these.
That's what I
Wow.
meant when I said she's the nicest.
Yeah. What do you know her well?
No, I used to know her just from running into her, I guess. But
yeah.
so I don't really know her, but she's always extremely hey. But I haven't seen her. In
I
a
sat
long,
behind her
long
on a
time.
flight after that, and I didn't want to bother her. So I
Who
didn't
else
say
have you been
anything.
on flights with? Let's get into this.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who do you got?
I've never been on a flight with a cool guy. Oh, Warren Beatty.
What?
Really?
Yes.
No, you haven't.
I swear.
You buried Warren Beatty.
I forgot.
I
I was
got
in the
even-
back. He was with Annette Bening.
Ooh.
First class. I was way in the back.
New York to LA or
Probably. Or I think LA to New York, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy that he just It's crazy to think he flies commercial.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just so famous.
He looked rough. I'll say that.
That guy pulled some ass in his day.
Yeah.
I'm talking like 1980s Warren Beatty must have just been on a mission.
Pull up that list.
I mean,
Bonnie and Clyde, he's a hunk.
that's a great movie.
Great
That was,
movie.
He's got to be in his 80s now, right?
Yeah, Bullworth.
Bullworth was kind of a miss.
Yeah, I'd say
The
so.
white guy rapping does not usually
I
play
hate
well.
it. I hate it
It was
all.
a good concept though, but it just if they went a different way with it, it could have been great.
Elle McPherson, Goldie Hawn, Candace Burke, Connie Chung, Barbara.
Justine Bateman. Wow.
Wow.
Jason Bateman, he fucked everybody. This is crazy.
Joni Mitchell, Mary Tyler Moore, Bridget Bardot. Who the fuck's Elizabeth?
Candace Bergen is like
Murphy Brown.
she looked good late into however old
Yeah,
she is. She's
yeah.
still attractive.
Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, is that Diane Keat? That's exciting.
And he
Wow.
also just made cool shit. He just has a cool career,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde. What was another good one?
I mean,
Did he do Shampoo?
yeah.
Oh boy.
He did shoot. I mean Dick Tracy, I guess.
Oh yeah, I like Dick Tracy.
Bugsy he did.
Bugsy. That's where he met Annette Bening. That's an
Oh,
awesome
really?
movie. Jewish Gangsters, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, there you go.
And he's the one who read the wrong
Oh yeah.
Oscar winner. I mean, I don't know
Moonlight.
if that was
Parallax View is supposed to be good. Oh, McCabe and Mrs. Miller. Heaven Can Wait's a big one.
Ishtar. That was a flop.
Yeah.
Not in a ton of blockbusters. How about that?
That's why it's not a commercial.
Although he produced a ton of shit. I mean, he made his money.
Oh, okay. Kid stays in the picture.
Oh man.
Wow, role model with Gene
You
Wilder,
watch movies though. You're a big documentary guy, right?
I like documentaries. I started watching this one Janine Garofalo turned me on to. The series about this Tour de France?
Lance Armstrong?
It's just about in general how they train them, and it's pretty intense, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not a sports guy, but it's like, holy shit, this is crazy. But
it's so dangerous the way they're just doing. I mean, I started watching some Formula One, and just like you just admire the angles they have to hit.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then just like one little false move, and there's a pile up. Like
Yes.
30 people behind you are crashing into each other.
I know. And they all flew there. They worked their whole life. They train, and then one fall. It's ruined.
It doesn't look like fun.
No.
It's a bike.
Yeah.
It's hell. It's a bike on a dirt road.
It's like swimming. You can't really do, and it's not a thing you can like running. You can kind of throw your headphones in, but biking, you need to hear shit around you that quickly.
You can't be listening to a podcast doing the Tour de France.
You flipped to your death because you were listening to a Rogan app.
You guys watching the new Beckham?
I heard it's great.
It's pretty good. He's got a docu-series about him. I didn't know he was that good of a player. I thought he was just a hot guy.
No, he was great.
It's crazy to get a great player.
I don't think he's like top 10, but he was a great player.
Great player who looks like that and then starts dating or marries a giant pop star. I mean, it's like a chum for tabloids.
There was a funny thing of them where I don't know if she was doing like an IG live or something. She was doing something where she's like, we grew up, we didn't have a lot of money, and he kind of turns in. He goes, What car did your dad drive?
Yeah.
Is that in there?
That's in there, yeah.
And she goes, and he goes, what car? And she goes, a Rolls Royce. It was just like a funny.
And he goes,
so she was just lying about not having money?
I think she was, I don't know. I mean, but he's like fucking with her about it. It's pretty funny.
That's really funny.
And he's, it seems like they have a good thing though.
Oh, yeah.
God, I hope so.
He saw her on TV and goes, I'm going to marry that woman. And his friend's like, shut up. And then there you go.
Well, that's what Harry did, right? With Meghan Markle.
Oh, yeah?
Is that right?
Yeah, he was like, he called his people and was like, I want to dump a load in that.
Wow.
He did it.
Imagine being able
Not
to do
those words, maybe, but
He's right for...
There's some tension with this. There's some Israel-Palestine thing going with this dog and cat.
Oh, yeah.
They do not like each other.
Who's who?
Well, if she's close to me, I'm guessing she's Israel.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know.
And she's just trying to chill.
What, Todd, do you have any peeves?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about that.
Ooh, baby.
A general peeve of mine is when things aren't user-friendly. Like, I did 7 cities in 9 days, and one of the airports I got out of, didn't even have a sign for baggage claim. Like, I had to walk, a good 5 minutes before, how do you not have that everywhere?
Yeah.
Or just, the signs telling you how to get to Uber and Lyft.
I was just thinking, what city was
the worst.
this?
I don't remember, but then you call, and then you ask them, and they go, all right, you go through that escalator, go down 4 flights, then go up a flight, then go across the parking lot. It's like, maybe some signs.
Yeah.
What is this, Lawrence of Arabia? It's like,
Uber's a thing. Everyone knows it's a real thing, and we all use it. And
yeah, we have to get out of here.
so stuff like that.
well, LA made it the worst. You have to take a bus to the thing. I'm
Yeah.
You can
so I'm just
actually
taking
walk it sometimes,
smaller
but,
and smaller vehicles till I get to the fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want to do is fucking get on another shuttle after.
Oh,
That's a good peeve.
that's a good one. But yeah, the signage, that's a great point. Because then you got to ask a guy and they hate you because they've been asked 10 times. Like, just put a big Uber sign with an
Signs are
arrow.
always, there should be more. Even when you're watching TV and there's give me a font the people on TV.
What do you mean?
If there's sportscasters on and they don't font them, I'm like, who is that guy?
Oh,
I don't know who the hell this guy is. You know?
I see.
Yeah, I tweeted once about in a documentary where I said that they should add that chyron on if they refer to someone, they show you at the beginning of the documentary that Bob is the forensic scientist, and then he's in 3 hours later and you forgot who he was. It's like, show me again.
That's a good point.
Always tell me who that fucking guy is.
Yeah, this might be my stupidity talking, but sometimes I'm a subtitle guy. I'm all subtitle, and they go too quick. And now I'm losing. I have to rewind because I couldn't read it fast enough. It just type out, then go away. Do you guys have that, or are you quick readers?
I can do it, all right. I mean,
You can pause.
I
guess,
do.
but it's
I
annoying to
subtitle
pause.
everything now.
Same.
Not like I
Me
just
too.
because I'll end up rewinding shit. And it's like,
Especially if you're watching a British.
Yeah,
or
well,
like
yeah.
English.
You'd be blown away how much you miss.
but the user friendly thing is just like like a lot of people talk about like when you go to a restaurant website and it's like I just want to know when do you close. I just want to know when you close.
Right.
And I'm clicking through link after link to
Scrolling.
that should be.
Yeah, our motto, our promise. They're like, don't tell me what you do with the potatoes. Just give me a time.
Well, another one is restaurants. Like, here's an idea. A rec. Order from the restaurant and not through Seamless or one of these apps, and you save like $20.
Is that right?
Oh my God! If look at like what all these added fees are.
They're the
It's
worst.
Like, it's like delivery fee, service charge.
I think they appreciate it if you don't order through that app also because
Really?
they take a big cut.
Yeah, I think so.
So why do people use it?
Because it's so easy.
It's seamless.
It's seamless.
There you go. I didn't know that. I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, it's better. I'm not. Problem is, not all of restaurants have websites, so that's what you're dealing with.
Right. Damn.
The high end ones I go to all have a website.
I got a.
You got a peeve?
Yeah.
Hit me.
Bike riders on the sidewalk are making me crazy.
Does that happen a lot?
Here and there. I mean, they're in that lane. The lane even annoys me because it's
Yeah.
like now you used to be able to just zing across when there weren't cars, but now you got to look for another thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're not. Some of them are going fast. Some of them are like, and they're going on green lights for us. So that's what's crazy to me. But when they're on the sidewalk, I'm like, fuck you, dude. You're the prey, not the predator. You're supposed to be with the cars, not with us.
Right.
So that annoys me.
No, I'm with you on that one. I've had to pop up on the sidewalk before on a bike, but I always make it quick.
Yeah, there's a different. I mean, there's people like moving.
Yeah, that's silly. Come on. So it's a packed sidewalk, New York City. What are we doing here?
Peeves.
Any wrecks, Todd?
This is a funny one, a weird one, but there's this candy they sell at Trader Joe's.
Oh, really?
Cinedragons.
Pull it up.
Hold up.
Cinedragon.
Trader Joe's has insanely good snacks.
They're the best.
It's such.
I love their peanut
Yeah,
butter.
oh, look at that bag of Cinedragons. It's just cinnamon chewy candy, but it's
Good one. How'd you even find out about these?
I just was shopping. I do my own shopping, and I just kind of noticed them, and I gave them a whirl. But it's hard not to eat like a whole bag of them.
Sure.
You rolled the dice on. I usually someone has to tell me something's good before I roll the dice on
Yeah.
on a new thing.
Roll the dice on Cinedragons if you like cinnamon. I encourage you to roll the dice.
I want to try one.
I wish I know.
And Todd's peeves are gonna on the next spot are gonna be people who say roll the dice. What? Anything else? What else? What's in your Trader Joe's order?
I always think that I hate eating at home. So
Really?
Yeah, I hate it. And
Just a bummer?
I just the cook, like especially pandemic. I did way more when the heart of the pandemic. I did way more cooking than I ever thought I would ever do.
What's your go-to thing if you are cooking?
I mean, I remember making like a baked potato in the microwave or some pasta, but I never would do like I'm going to do chicken the side of steamed broccoli. It's just like you just have a fucking sink full of dishes. Like I've made like a baked potato. Like how are there 9 dishes in the fucking?
Yeah.
That's the ADHD, day, whatever. Also, because I think it's just like it's very overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, I buy like, what Trader Joe's has, but it's not there now. Maybe it's seasonal. They have this jalapeno limeade. Oh, that's good.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Look it up.
Pull it up.
Have you tried the cotton candy grapes?
No. What's that? Those
They're
are next.
Just what they sound
Ooh,
like.
that looks damn good. That's right up my alley.
It is.
Pull up cotton candy grapes too. They're pretty good.
Cotton candy grapes.
Are they just a type of grape?
Yeah, but they're just
Never heard of
awesome.
them.
They're just the best grape. You freeze
them?
Freeze them, dude. Treat yourself.
Whoa. Look at that. I don't like the frozen.
Oh, what's good is that Trader Joe's the freeze-dried berry medley.
Ooh, those are good.
Yeah, those are good.
yeah.
Or those mangoes, those dried, the dried mangoes with the chili on them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, this has officially turned into the worst date.
What, Mark? Do you cook, man?
No, I can't. My parents ask me. I'm like you. I like to eat out every meal, and my parents ask me, "You cooking yet?" And I always say no, and they're so disappointed.
Oh, they're from New Orleans, all right?
Yeah, my mom's a big
his mom's a real cook.
big foodie lady, so I should
It always
cook.
looks good. I mean, I remember Brian Regan had that bit, like everyone when they had the stuff laid out in little bowls.
Yeah.
I don't remember the whole bit. But.
Oh, they open the oven and there's a done one in there already. I'm like, oh, that's the dream. But my lady cooks. She's good.
I just got an oven. Like I had my building, the gas was fucked up, so I had like 10 months without an oven in this apartment, and I just got it, so I started cooking a little. But
I have the same gas problem? Did you get a knock off the rent?
I don't fucking rent this place, you know.
Oh, right. True. Damn.
Did you?
I emailed the guy because the lady's like, I want to cook, but I can't cook. So I said, fuck it. And I got 3.
Are you
Whoa!
serious? Can I give one to her? I wonder.
No, dogs can't have grapes or onions.
They hate grape culture.
Statutory grape.
Oh my god, it's good.
I'm not a big grape guy, but
What?
That's stupid. I love that.
those are good.
I'll tell you, I went to Bargatze's Radio City show. Incredible.
He did 3, I heard.
Yeah. A lot of grapes.
Oh, he's a grape guy?
Oh, yeah.
He's looking thin.
Yeah.
When did he do Radio City?
Right, Sunday.
Oh, this past weekend? Who was with Zimmerman?
Vecchione was on the one I saw.
Oh, okay.
And Dustin Chafin. He killed. Yeah,
Dustin
he was good.
Chafin?
He opened. They're old friends.
Wow, I
and
haven't
then
seen that guy in a long time.
Nate's dad did a set.
He's a magician.
Yeah.
Nate's dad's a magician?
And they love him. I hear they love him, so yeah.
There he is.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's a nice
5,000. There's old Vic. We made fun of his outfit for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, he is in A Night at the Roxbury too.
Yeah, there's Chafin.
Look at that.
Wow. There's all of us just yucking it up.
Good crew.
Good times.
Love
and then he
it,
had lunch
man.
with Seinfeld the next day.
Nice little trip.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get him back on here, man.
And he did Fallon with Ian Laura. That's kind of
pretty
fun.
cool.
With who?
Ian Laura.
Oh.
Double comic.
Those are the best ones. The best that I ever had in a late night show was the guest. It was on Conan. It was Bill Hader, Bill Burr, and then me. And I was like, man, what a fun one to be on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Don't you get a little intimidated by that?
I was a little intimidated, but I had a couple whiskeys, and I think that put me.
You drank whiskey before
I had 2 whiskeys before I went out, and it was like,
Really?
Ooh, that's ballsy.
I wouldn't be able to talk.
I don't know. I just felt loose, and I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
But I was definitely
That was on what show?
on Conan. Burr had a great Caitlyn Jenner bit that he did before I went out, and I was watching him laughing, but also kind of like, well, my shit's not going to be as jarring to them now.
Yes, exactly.
It's almost like great. I had another one where I followed an actress who was not getting much from the crowd, and yeah, it was not as good a set.
Yeah.
I love following a comic who doesn't like the crowd.
Yes.
That always, anytime someone says, "Oh, they're not that good," it's like, "Oh, they're gonna be good." They don't like you,
Right.
They're not buying what you're selling.
You get to be the hero.
The best is when you go up there and eat it even worse, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Right, and that could happen also.
Yeah.
Boy, these are damn good.
Those are good. I fucking love those things, man.
Yeah.
Are you a big cotton candy grape guy?
Bill Burr had a run on Conan where he was doing panel. That was like legendary
Yeah.
for like a couple years.
Do you prefer? You say you prefer stand up or panel when you do it?
I think I like the prestige or the false prestige of doing panel, but I mean it. There were times when I've done it, and you do end up doing your bits, and it seems a little canned in a way.
Totally. And you never know what he'll say.
Right. And if he's, I mean, generally no one's really stepped on my stuff, but
Yeah.
it's all over for me, man. I had a good run.
Yeah.
You're doing great, man. You got the new special out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Gonna call in to more late night.
What happened here? We're having a good time
I'm gonna
here.
start crying.
Unlike Seinfeld, we're gonna edit this to make it better, not worse. There you go. Look at that.
290,000 views. Is that good?
Hey, not bad. They're going to hit 1 million in a year, I'd say.
Years. That seems like forever.
1 million people's 1 million
I think
people.
it helps. I think it helps on the road.
Does it help get a paid special?
It might.
Probably, yeah.
Or a better, or a not
If you hit the
better,
mill,
but
yeah.
You have to hit
Definitely.
1 mil, you think?
I think that's the cutoff.
Do you still do a lot of, or do you want to do a lot of acting? Because I know you do.
I kind of miss it. I'd like to do something. I kind of wouldn't mind a regular job, acting job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Really? Like a sitcom?
Just so I could get SAG insurance.
Oh, I got it. Pretty good insurance.
Yeah.
Health?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No dental.
How did you get it?
I did a couple of gigs.
Gigs?
Like TV gigs.
Really?
Yeah. They all added up enough to get the insurance.
Wow. What TV gigs did you do?
Well, you know.
I don't know.
Hey, I did the Schumer show a few times.
Scale. Okay, what else?
A bunch of At Midnights.
Scale, yeah.
Yeah, it's all scale. But
At Midnight, that was like years ago, wasn't it?
yeah, I got in early.
At Midnight was kind of fun to do back in the day.
Yeah,
remember
they
that?
bring it back.
Homework, though.
Yeah.
But I kind of I prefer that to just going out there and winging it. I like having bits ready. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Always
definitely.
man. They're bringing it back.
Yeah, is it no host or
I don't
guess
know.
there's no host, right? That's the whole thing. I want to pay someone because I think the Corden thing was not making money.
Well, it ain't going to be Roy Wood, I'll tell you that.
I could think he could still be the host, though, of Daily Show. I mean, I think
He took himself out of the running.
I didn't think he took himself out of the running. I thought he took himself off the show.
No, I think he's out.
I think he's out.
I think that was a statement. Like, I'm not
Really?
doing it. Oh, yeah.
I think he made himself available for long enough, and they made it pretty clear they're not going with him. I think they want in what their mind. It's all about data now to them. They don't
Seems
care
like a
about.
no-brainer with him.
Well, to comedians, it's a no-brainer. To a network whose prestige factor is now reruns of The Office.
Right, exactly.
Maybe they,
And nothing against Roy Wood. We're all a huge fan, but I think they wanted something a little younger, sexier, kind of
young.
hipper. Is he?
He's young.
He's, what is he, 45?
Younger. He's younger than that.
Oh, really?
Still, he's young.
He's got 2 kids, so I assumed
44,
he was.
all right. Well,
All right, I was close.
I won by
Mark
a point.
was very close on that one.
But you were technically right. But
He's
yeah.
also just isn't that the point of comedy, to cut your teeth and earn it? I mean, fine if we're trying to find the next James Bond, I understand if you're trying to franchise a young guy or whatever. But if we're trying to get the best comedian,
Agreed.
The prime is really growing. It's like as you get older, I would think. I mean,
totally.
I just think every comic we talk about is like the greats. They
But
got
I think
better.
Go back to the headline.
Yeah.
Leaving the Daily Show, but would.
But would. I think Roy would be a decent James Bond.
See, he's just considering the host if offered.
Yeah, he would do it, I'm sure. But
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I thought he took himself out,
You
but
should listen to me, man.
fucked up, dude.
Yeah, no one's more tapped in to the showbiz than I am.
Oh, look at that.
How is SNL able to do the show with the strike going on?
That strike's over.
The writer's strike's over. SAG is still going. As of now, by the time this is out, it might be over. But I don't know. It's a
I
good
don't know why.
question.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up on the pod.
That's a great question.
Are they not? Are the performers? Is there some way around?
They've got to
that?
be SAG.
Yeah,
It's
they
a
gotta be
network
SAG.
show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it.
Huh.
Maybe they just assume it'll be over by then.
Scabs. Nah, just kidding. Well, yeah, I didn't know that. Shit, good question. Pete Davidson's hosting.
I know.
How do you like that?
Well, Todd, plug some. Besides the special, what else do you have going on? Where are you going to be?
Special. I'm on this half joking tour, which is first half is jokes, the second half is crowd work. It's the best thing you can do when you don't have a new hour. And that's going all over. And go to my website, toddbarry.com.
Probably get some clips out of that, too. You got to film those.
Oh, I know. I saw a guy with a funny, that guy, Alex Hooper, I think his name is. He had a funny tweet where he's like a comic doing 10-minute set. You're next. Wait, let me just set up my 7th audience camera.
That's fun.
It's tough to do on showcases. If you're headlining a show, it's fine.
I could have done it this past run. And
we did a crowd work special. It was a great, great idea. You did it before everyone was doing it.
Yeah,
true.
I'm the renegade.
Bell House.
That's an afternoon show, the Bell House in New York.
Nice.
Yeah, 4:30.
All right, the dog's snoring. NOLA Brewing Co. Hey.
Yeah, is that a good place?
Yeah, it's not bad. Paper Tiger. Go see Texas, Cleveland, Atlanta, New Orleans, Pittsburgh. Go see Todd. Raspberry. Hey.
Yeah, is there anything else? Yeah, my Instagram is Todd Barry. But check out the special on YouTube.
One of the best, truly a killer comedian, and it's a killer special. So
Great
watch
jokes.
it now, guys. After this, go check it out. Tell a friend.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man.
We'll bump you up to 300K views. Providence, Cleveland, coming to Grand Rapids,
Is that you?
Denver, Grand Junction, Hartford, Concord, New Hampshire, Mobile, Alabama, NOLA, Santa Rosa, Sacramento,
This is you?
Omaha, Kansas City, Norfolk, Baltimore, Birmingham. Oh, I'm doing the Beacon. I'm announcing that.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
January 24th. Yeah.
Love it.
Hopefully we can add one. Who knows?
You
Doing the
definitely will.
Beacon.
Easy.
So yeah, marknormancomedy.com. Get some Bodega Cat. Tell a friend. Queef it up. Get a mug. Get a cup.
This weekend, you could see me Pittsburgh. Where do we have? No. It's come before. Yeah. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Indy, all this week. And then November 4th, the big one, MSG, theater at MSG, New York, baby. November 4th. Then I'm all over Australia.
Woo! Hell yeah.
And then we got, Vegas, Tampa, Fort Myers, Buffalo, Springfield, Missouri, Madison, Philly, Dania Beach, Omaha, Dallas, OKC, Irvine.
Going back to the clubs.
I'm going to make sure it's airtight for when I film in Boston at the Wilbur, March 7th and 8th. So filming a new special March 7th and 8th. And
Check it out, March
hope to see
7th and
that.
8th, Wilbur, Boston.
Hell yeah.
And definitely watch Todd's special right now, and order some Bodega Cat at bodegacatwhiskey.com. We love you guys.
And Trader Joe's, send us some free shit. We plugged the hell out of you.
These grapes are
Bye,
fucking
everyone.
good.
Sunday's the day for my next offender. A bit of Peeves wreck, the beer juice close. I've had a little too much bourbon, and Norman's talking shit about the fucking Pope.